The lobby of the Grand Halcyon Hotel looked like it belonged to another world. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling like frozen fireworks, scattering warm light across polished marble floors. The air smelled faintly of jasmine and expensive cologne. Every sound, heels clicking, suitcases rolling, soft piano music, felt carefully controlled, as if chaos had been politely asked to wait outside. Ethan Cole pushed his mop slowly across the floor, careful not to leave streaks. He wore a simple blue maintenance uniform, sleeves rolled up, dark hair slightly damp from sweat. To most people passing through the lobby, he was invisible, just another worker keeping the shine intact. Someone you stepped around without noticing. Ethan was used to that. Invisible was safe. He'd learned that years ago, after life stripped him down to the bare essentials. His daughter, his job, and the quiet determination to keep going no matter how tired he felt. His phone buzzed in his pocket. He ignored it. It was probably Lily again. His 8-year-old daughter liked to send voice notes while he was at work, whispering things like, "Don't forget my pink notebook," or "I miss you already." He smiled faintly as he worked. That was when the elevator doors opened. A woman stepped out, and the air in the lobby subtly changed. She wore a fitted red dress, elegant, powerful, understated in a way that made people look twice. Her platinum blonde hair fell neatly over her shoulders, and her posture was straight, composed, practiced. She walked like someone who knew exactly who she was and what she deserved from the world. People noticed her. They always did. Her name was Claire Whitmore, CEO of Whitmore International, one of the most influential business leaders in the country. Her face had appeared on magazine covers, business panels, and news headlines for years. But at this moment, none of that mattered. What mattered was the man walking just behind her. He was tall, broad-shouldered, dressed in a black suit that looked just a little too rigid. His eyes scanned the lobby constantly, sharp and restless. His hand never left the inside of his jacket. Claire felt it, the tension, the wrongness. She slowed her steps, pretending to check her phone. The man slowed too. Her heartbeat quickened. This wasn't her security detail. She'd dismissed them earlier, insisting she wanted privacy for the night. She was tired of being followed, guarded, managed. That had been a mistake. The man leaned in slightly. "Don't stop walking," he murmured, his voice low. "Room key, now." Claire's fingers tightened around her phone. She didn't turn her head. "You're making a scene." He smiled without warmth. "You haven't seen a scene yet." Her breath caught. Weapon. She didn't see it, but she knew. You didn't grow up cautious, climb to the top of ruthless industries without learning how danger moved. It had a rhythm, a pressure. She scanned the lobby subtly. Security desk, too far. Front doors, crowded. Panic would only make this worse. Then she saw him, the janitor, blue uniform, mop in hand, head slightly bowed, focused on his work, invisible. Her mind raced. Years ago, after a factory accident during one of her company's overseas projects, Claire had learned basic sign language. It had started as corporate responsibility. It had stayed because it felt human. She slowed her walk again, just enough. As she passed the janitor, she let her hand drop naturally to her side. 2 quick movements, subtle, precise. "Help me." She didn't look at him. She kept walking. Ethan saw it. At first, his brain rejected what his eyes registered. Reflex told him it was nothing. Habit told him to mind his own business. Then his chest tightened, because he knew those signs. His younger brother had been deaf. "Help me." Ethan's grip tightened on the mop handle. He looked up. Claire's face was calm, composed, but her eyes were screaming. The man behind her shifted, his jacket parting just enough for Ethan to catch a glimpse of dark metal. Weapon. Ethan's heart slammed against his ribs. He could ignore it. Most people would. He had a daughter. A fragile, precious life waiting for him at home. He had no armor, no authority, no obligation, but he also had a memory burned into his mind. His brother signing frantically in a crowded street years ago, ignored by everyone until it was too late. Ethan moved. He pushed the mop forward deliberately, letting it slide just enough into the man's path. The man cursed as his foot caught, stumbling forward. The sound echoed louder than expected. Heads turned. Claire stopped walking. "Sir," Ethan said loudly, apologetically. "I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" The man straightened, eyes flashing. "Watch where you're going." Claire turned, seizing the moment. "Is there a problem here?" The man reached inside his jacket. Ethan didn't think. He swung the mop, hard. The wooden handle struck the man's wrist with a sharp crack, a gasp. The weapon clattered across the marble floor, spinning, skidding to a stop in full view of the lobby. Silence. Then chaos. Someone screamed. Security surged forward. The man lunged, but Ethan tackled him, years of suppressed adrenaline exploding into motion. They crashed to the floor, bodies colliding, breath knocked loose. "Get away from her," Ethan shouted, pinning the man's arm. Security restrained him moments later. Claire stood frozen, heart racing, hands trembling. Then she looked at Ethan. Their eyes met. For a moment, the world narrowed to just the two of them. The police came. Statements were taken. Cameras replayed everything. Ethan sat in a small office, hands shaking now that the adrenaline had drained. He kept thinking about Lily, about how close he'd come to not seeing her again. The door opened. Claire stepped inside. She'd changed into a blazer, but the red dress was still there beneath it, a reminder of the danger she'd walked through. "You didn't hesitate," she said softly. Ethan stood awkwardly. "I almost did." "But you didn't." She looked at him differently now, not as staff, not as a background figure, as a man. "You understood me," she said. "The signs." "My brother," Ethan replied. "He taught me." She nodded. "You saved my life." Ethan swallowed. Anyone would have— "No," she interrupted gently. "Most people wouldn't." Silence settled between them, not uncomfortable, heavy with meaning. "What's your name?" she asked. "Ethan." "I'm Claire." "I know." She smiled faintly. Days passed. News headlines called Ethan a hero. He hated that word. Heroes felt fictional. He was just a tired single dad who made a choice. Claire couldn't stop thinking about him, not because he saved her, though that mattered, but because of the way he'd looked at her. Not with awe, not with ambition, just concern. She asked questions, found out about Lily, found out Ethan worked 2 jobs, barely sleeping, still showing up every day. One evening, she called him. "I owe you dinner," she said. "I don't belong in your world," he replied honestly. She paused. "Then let me visit yours." They met at a small diner. No cameras, no suits, just coffee, fries, and quiet conversation. Claire laughed more that night than she had in years. Ethan talked about Lily's drawings, her questions about the stars, the way she believed her dad could fix anything. Claire listened, really listened. Weeks turned into months. Their connection deepened, not rushed, not forced. Built on shared silences, late-night calls, stolen moments between board meetings and bedtime stories. Claire met Lily. Lily approved immediately. "You're brave," Lily told her. Claire knelt down. "Your dad is braver." Love crept in quietly. One night, Standing in the same hotel lobby where it all began, Claire took Ethan's hand. "Thank you," she said. "For what?" "For seeing me," she replied. Ethan squeezed her hand, for asking for help. They stood there, no longer invisible, no longer afraid. Because sometimes the most powerful moments don't come with sound. Sometimes they come with a silent signal, and someone brave enough to answer it.